Breeders' Crown weekend, catching up with Chris Svanosio, who has got a huge hand. Firstly, Chris, welcome to Campbell's Comments again.
Yep, thanks for having me being here, Paul.
I'm actually here catching up with Annalise Scott. You must be pretty proud of her effort yesterday at Maryborough. 3 drives, 3 wins.
Yeah, she's done a terrific job for someone just starting out. She sort of didn't make a mistake all day, and 3 drives, 3 wins. She couldn't do any better.
As a trainer, were you nervous in the last? You're thinking she's going for 3 from 3 and she was driving your horse. Does it make you a bit nervous?
Well, actually, I didn't think about it too much. She's sort of been doing a really good job on Ruslan, so I didn't give her too many instructions, and she summed it up pretty well. So, yeah, I was happy watching it.
Just on Ruslan, it looked a really nice win. Someone else commented that the horse looked like it was nearly dropping off down the back straight. And then once Annalise asked, just continued on. Is it that sort of horse that once it gets at a speed, it just continues that speed on?
Yeah, he probably lacks a little bit of high speed, and I think they went 27 flat off the back, so that's probably why he was just battling a little bit. But yeah, I think most of his wins, he's not quick for 200. He's more pretty genuine for 800 sort of meters. Yeah.
You know, I liked his win. I thought it was very, very good. And you know, you'd imagine there's plenty more in him because as he goes down in the classes, there's a chance of a lot more solid speed run races.
Yeah, it'll definitely get a lot harder. He's sort of up to metro grade now, so if he starts going in those races, he'll need a few things to go right. But he's come a long way, and the owners were there yesterday. They sort of had missed a few of his wins with COVID and different things and hadn't seen him for a while, so I know they were very excited to be there and very happy with Annalise's drive.
No, it is good, and I think well done to you. And I think you've had quite a few staff come through, and you're doing a good job teaching the staff, mate. So I think well done to you from that point of view. You're helping the industry grow better because you would have took a bit of pride out of Taylor French, being accepted as the Australian or the Victorian representative in the Drivers' Championships as well, I would imagine. Yeah,
that's great. It's a great honour for her, and she's done such a great job for a young person, and just her driving's improving all the time. And she was great when she was working here and drove plenty of winners. So yeah, I'm hoping she can go very well in the series.
Michelle Phillips, you could keep rattling them off. Ross Payne will be back very, very shortly. You've got Xavier O'Connor helping you out. You're doing a good job, mate. I tell you, you've got a lot of horses. How many horses have we got in the Breeders' Crowns over this weekend, Group 1 racing?
We've got 8 in the Group 1 finals and a couple in the 4-year-old finals and a couple in the Trotters free-for-all, so 12 altogether.
12 over the 2 days. How many Friday?
4 Friday and 8 in the finals Saturday night.
Wow, that's going to be a big night. Is that as many as you've taken to the races before?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever taken more than 8. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's enough on a big night to sort of make sure you got everything spot on.
I imagine pressure, but do you look forward to it? That's why we get out of bed. Dark and overcast here today. It's meant to be summertime, but you wouldn't know it. You imagine you do look forward to it, but is it something you look forward to?
Definitely, you sort of pick out the Breeders' Crown and target it with like a fair few horses earlier in the season, and you're sort of working them all through winter, and got in the back of your mind that hopefully they're up going good at Breeders' Crown time. So obviously a couple went amiss along the way and different things, and some weren't good enough. But yeah, I don't know that we've got any champions there over the weekend, but we're apt to have that many horses, and hopefully a few of them can go all right.
Talking to you there before, barrier draws. You've done your own, speed maps. I hate speed maps, but you think you've got probably the chance of one horse being in the top 6. It will settle in the top 6 out of 12 runners.
Yeah, we weren't that excited with the draws. I think our second best draw on Saturday night's a barrier 7, so it's there's a lot of second row draws, but it doesn't matter where you draw. You're always looking for a few things to go right. So we'll just try and work them out as good as we can and get them into the race at some stage, hopefully.
Hugo drew all right, didn't he? Anyway, Hugo, did he draw one?
Yeah, he drew one in the Trotters free-for-all. He had to draw there. So, yeah, that'll enhance his chances a bit. But, yeah, it's a pretty good race.
How is he going? It is a great race. There's some really class runners in that. But he did get the chockies there a little while ago. From your point of view, you're still happy with him? I know he's a stable favourite.
Oh, well, he's definitely his run Friday night behind Ultimate Stride was probably as good as he's gone for a couple of years. He's just had little things go wrong, along the way, and he's just never got much consistent racing. So he's, we'll wrap with his run. He wasn't far away in really quick time at Shepparton, so he'll probably just tail drive him, and he'll be buried there somewhere on the fence. But yeah, we're hoping he can be finishing off good.
So Tay gets back on him.
Yeah, yep, she's won a few on him and always done a good job on him. So hopefully she can do it again Friday night.
It might. I mean, sometimes that does work. The lady drivers, some horses definitely lift, and they seem to find it's a unique thing. It's interesting. She's got off Stevie G for that same reason, because she thinks he's having a lend of her. So it does work that way. Who's the man? He's an interesting horse. I know he's a horse that, well, I'm led to believe you guys had a pretty good opinion of. He's very, very well bred. Where's he at? I know he's drawn terrible. I think it's 11 that he drew, or 12. But I mean, where is he actually at?
Well, he's in that tough year of 4-year-old. There's only, a couple of races for the 4-year-old trotters, like the Breeders' Crown and the Vic Bred are the only races all year, really. So he's been matching it with the older free-for-all trotters, and a couple of times he probably didn't need much luck, and he could have been right there with him. A couple of times he's been a bit disappointing, but yeah, I've never overly wrapped him up. He's just great little honest horse. He's running good races. He's won. He's just so honest. Like, I think he's won a dozen races, and not many 4-year-old trotters have won that many races. But he's probably just been a little bit below the best of his age, like Aldebaran Zeus and Parisian Artiste. He's going to have to step up to be beating them, but we're hoping he can run a good race.
It's a great crop of 4-year-olds, isn't it? I think Mufasa Metro, I interviewed John Justice, and he thought, I've got a 4-year-old, I'm just going to have a world of fun. And then the reality hits when you start looking around. It's exciting. Like, from a person that's travelled with the trotters, you see these 4-year-olds, and I'm not saying they're as good as anywhere in the world, because I haven't been in the world, but definitely this, Australia and New Zealand, our 4-year-olds over here are just exceptional at the minute anyway.
Yeah, definitely that crop. Like Olivici's only 4, and Mufasa Metro, like you said, and Parisian Artiste and Aldebaran Zeus, and they're all, winning free-for-alls already. So it's been a tough crop for my little dude. I've also got Kai Valley Hacienda in that race, and he's a nice trotter, good honest trotter, but yeah, it's going to be tough for my two in that.
It is hard, but I suppose the flip side is you look forward to next year when you can sort of start dodging a few of those horses. It's interesting when you say that. You forgot one other, a 4-year-old, Queen Alida, and what she does. So, yeah. Yeah,
she's a great mare. She's already beaten the free-for-all, so just wouldn't be that often that you would get, that many 4-year-olds that are going so good against the older horses. So, yeah, they're tough to take on.
Daniel Hibbert, a great mate of mine. He owns a share in the worst named horse for me. Anyway, I'm going with Hefestus Phoenix. I'm not far off. I know it's not quite right. But also RC Phoenix going around in the 3-year-olds on the Saturday night. Hefestus goes okay. Barrier draws have never been his strong point. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, like he was finishing off pretty good in the Derby until he broke. He's both of them are lightly raced, and they both drew terrible in the Derby, and they've both been placed in Group 1 races earlier in the season. So, we would have liked to have maybe they sort of got a bit of gate speed if they had have drawn somewhere. So it'll be tough given, horses like Harry Stamper and Plymouth Chubb and Cravache Dior will probably all settle down in front of them. So it's going to be tough, but yeah, we'll be doing our best.
We just rattled off the 4-year-olds. You just rattled off a couple of 3-year-olds. It's just cruel, isn't it, how good the trotters have to be now?
Yeah, and the 2-year-old fillies in the heats, they're no easier. So there's some great trotters around when we think all ours probably go okay. If I worked all mine together, there probably wouldn't be much between them. But it sort of shows you've got to be exceptional to be winning these good races.
As a trotting pure blood, and you've got, you have horses here from Harassed Trotters or Yabby Farms, you've got Aldebaran Park horses, you've got Kai Valley horses, even the Shorts. They've been long-term. One, you'd have great access to them. Do they give you feedback about how well these horses, have improved, like in the times? Like, you talk to these pure trotting people, all of them. What sort of feedback do you get from any of those guys?
Like people say to you all the time, they say if you had this trotter 3 years ago, it would have won by 50 metres, and now it's one of the pack, and that they've just come so far. But you can sort of see, looking at the breeding, if you took Pat Driscoll's Yabby Dam Farms trotters to America or Europe, he would still have the best bred trotters in the world. He's got just unbelievable brood mares that he's bought from all around the world, and Duncan McPherson at Aldebaran Park, the same, gone to America and bought top fillies that, that's why we've caught up so far so much.
Must be great for a stable like yourself. I rattle those people's names off. You've got horses for all three of those, leading people. Plus, then you've got the Shores, Claire Payne. They've got a syndicate of people that are so loyal to you that just continually race trotters. You're still a young stable. I know you're probably a little bit older than what you were. That sounds silly, but as far as your stable goes, but you are still pretty much a young stable in this industry and the way it's going. You must be rapt to have these guys pushing you, backing you, and pushing you and keeping you going.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's when you work the young ones, that's what you want to get to these better races with them, and people put a lot of time and money into breeding these horses and buying them. So it's pretty it's an honour to have them coming here, and yeah, you got to do your best with them.
On the weekend, throw you under the bus a little bit. I'll start off. You can start thinking, well, I forget the next part of the question, but your best chance, I suppose, out there. But the trotter that you're probably looking the most forward to seeing going, or trotters potentially for the weekend?
The trotter of mine that I'm looking, just all of them. It's really just going to be tough, but I'm hoping Aldebaran Miley can run a good race in the fillies race. She probably ends up, fair way back on the fence maybe, but I'm hoping. I was quite happy with her running the heat, and there's a few of them that are all just going to be, we'll be doing our best, but it's going to be tough.
Alabama Morley, she was the one that got over, it was at Valerie Lane. I think we said the horse of Peter Manning, she got up over the top there. She was doing her best work at the finish. Yeah,
she sort of probably lacks that little bit of real quick turn of foot, but she's only had a few starts, and she was placed in the Group 1 race earlier in the season, and then her manners weren't the best, and we turned her out then, and with these sort of races, we're hoping to have her going good for Breeders' Crown and Vic Bred. So, yeah, hopefully we have.
What about overall for the whole night? What's your pick of the trot races to sit back? If you could only watch one trot race, which one would you be watching?
I'm not sure. I think that's like we said about how tough they all are, but those 2-year-old fillies, there looks like a couple of really top fillies in it. So, yeah, I'm hoping I'm competitive against them.
All right, mate. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. Well done for everything that you're doing. Good luck on the weekend. Well done with Annalise as well, and looking after her. I think she's going to ask for the day off Monday to go back to Mildura, so good luck with that. She hasn't got around to asking you that one, but well done for everything you're doing, mate, but good luck on the weekend.
Yep. Thanks, Paul.